In many of those Hollywood productions, not all, but in many, also in the productions of smaller pagan companies, they show you how the world really works. They show you how commoners really are. It's just that believers don't pay attention. Because realize those pagans often hide their messages from the masses because they want to partner with believers. Yes, pagans want to partner with believers because the pagans think that they are on the right side even though they are in darkness because they are deceived. But many of those pagans see that believers lack practical knowledge. So they, on their terms, want to instruct believers. And the Most High tolerates them in doing this, and is using the effort of those pagans to reveal things unto believers. Not that those pagans are anointed by God, nor that he is directly involved with them, but he is allowing them. He is tolerating them, thinking they are on the right side. He is allowing them to give hidden signs to believers, and God will use their efforts to teach you. So that's how God can make use, or better said, provisional use of something that's worldly to benefit believers. And there's one thing. There is one pattern that's always evident, is always obvious. Anytime, anyone, anywhere becomes predictable, trouble comes. I just said it. Anytime, anywhere in this world, when someone becomes predictable, trouble comes. Let me give an example. Let's say you have some burglars. They want to rob a house. Let's say you work from 9 to 5. Every morning at 7:30 you leave your house and you return home at 6:30. That's your pattern. And your children are out of the house because they are in college, so it's just you and your wife and some dogs. If burglars want to rob your house, how easy is it for them to do it? It's very easy because you are stuck in a pattern. You don't even realize you're stuck in a pattern. So they just wait till you and your wife leave the house, and they know how late the neighbors are at home, and then they make their move. Or let's say that every year you and your spouse or you and some friends go on holiday to a certain place. Let's say you go on holiday the same time every year. Then burglars can know, oh, just wait till June, because in June they'll go on holiday again. And then the other burglars think, yes, let's wait till June, because in June they're not at home and we can make our move. Anytime you become predictable, you attract trouble in this world. This is something school doesn't teach you. How many of you, when you were in primary school, secondary school in many countries called high school, but anyway, you get what I'm saying. How many of you in school were taught as a child or as a teenager that becoming predictable attracts trouble? You were not. Maybe you are one of the exceptions where you had some of those teachers who wanted to give you real life knowledge, but in general, the school system doesn't teach you this. Why? Because you are conditioned and trained to operate in patterns. You are conditioned to become predictable, to make it easy on the government and to make it easy on corporations. Because the moment you become predictable by operating in patterns, corporations can predict your behavior and they can offer you products that relate to your pattern. Because when you're stuck in a pattern and you're not aware of it, others who are aware of it have an advantage. So you are conditioned to submit to the leverage of the corporate world and of the government. That's how you have been formed. Because when you operate in patterns and cycles, others who are aware of the pattern cycles, they get a leverage over you. So you are conditioned to give the world's leaders a leverage over you without you being aware of it. So by operating like this, others who also know about pattern cycles can see through you easily. And when you're in a pattern or in a cycle and you're not aware of it, that's a very dangerous place to be. If you're in a pattern and you become aware that you're in a pattern, that means you're not able to stop anytime. But if you're not aware of it anymore, that means you're under hypnosis. The hypnotic effect of society remains on most people because they are invested in that same hypnosis. They're invested in what they think society has to offer them. The moment they see that society is nothing but a fear-based set of patterns and that it doesn't produce anything good on the long term, the moment they realize this, they will not be motivated anymore to invest. But worldly people, they don't want to realize this. They want to invest because they keep hoping for that reward that will never come. So, to be conformed to the pattern of this world means that you become vulnerable to evildoers. When you walk by faith, you operate in safety. Part of operating in safety also implies that you make wise decisions. For example, if you're walking down the street and it's late at night, you can do that, but if you walk on a road and there are no street lights over there and there are many bushes, then your common sense will tell you, okay, someone can hide in those bushes and there aren't many street lights over here, so the chance is big that predators would like to hang around here. You don't know for sure that there are predators there, but predators can easily hide there and kidnap people. Why? Because it's far removed from the population. There's almost no street light over there, and there are many bushes, so you know this is a perfect scenario for someone to be kidnapped. So in your mind you think, you know what, I'm not taking this road, I'll just pay some extra money to catch the bus. Your wise decision keeps you away from danger. Or let's say you are sitting in the underground or metro, and you know that this guy is looking at you all the time. You can see that he's out of his mind, he's about to escalate. So you pretend like you are daydreaming. And when the guy shouts at you, what are you looking at, man? You look at him and think, huh? Looking? What? I'm just spacing, man. You act very dumb. And you walk away. What happens? The other individual was about to escalate. You de-escalated him. Why? Because when you turn your back towards him and walk away in a relaxed manner, you already shut him down. For him to come after you, he will be embarrassing himself. And that will bring more tension to him. And he wants to release that tension on you. But if you walk away and he has to make effort to come after you, he'll be building up tension in himself. And that will expose himself. And he doesn't want exposure. So by you de-escalating the situation by walking away in a calm manner, you are keeping yourself and others around you out of danger. So your natural senses are part of walking in safety. You don't have those senses for nothing. Yes, you have an inner radar, and besides inner radar, you have the Holy Spirit. Nevertheless, your natural senses are part of walking in safety. But here's the thing, worldly people are conditioned to be unsafe. So they will rely on the counterfeit safety and counterfeit security that the beast system has to offer. Yes, you have been conditioned to be vulnerable to danger. It begins in childhood, and where they tell you that you need to give validation to your parents no matter what. That's not biblical. Yet there are many pagan Christians teaching this. It starts with when they tell you that you need this thing called money or currency in order to purchase your basic purchase resources for your basic needs. They don't tell you why that thing exists. They don't give you an explanation. They don't even give you an option. They don't even negotiate with you whether you want it or not. You're told if you don't have this piece of paper, you die. So you're told in order to get a piece of paper, you need to work. And to get a job, in order to work, you need to have school. So you have to go to school or else you won't have that paper. And if you don't have that paper, you will die. So you're conditioned in fear. So you are conditioned to be vulnerable, to be exploited. It goes deeper than this. It goes further. You are told that you're not allowed to have any value of yourself apart from society. That's what all the respect norms come down to. You not acknowledging any value of yourself outside of the system. So that society or the people that cling onto the system will have a grip on you. You are told to, you are conditioned to be blind to the violence of the society you grew up in. So you can see the violence of all other societies except your own. Because it's their spell that's still affecting you. So understand this. Walking in safety implies that your mind is safe and therefore you can process things properly, and based on processing things properly, you make sound decisions in your advantage and in advantage of those around you when it comes to safety. That does not mean that you please everyone else all the time. It simply means that you make decisions to de-escalate danger and to continue in safety. So there is safety and you continue in it. That's what you're doing when you walk by faith. Some people think that safety means carrying a gun with you. Some people think safety means knowing karate or taekwondo or some other martial arts. Others think safety is just staying in your house, never go outside. Well, that's not safety. Others think safety is just don't think about it, smoke some weed, or smoke weed every day and see whatever happens. You know what safety is? When you walk by faith in the power of the Holy Spirit, and because you operate in that power, you pay attention to your natural senses and you take actions when you notice that some disruption or some disturbance is going on. That is what it means to walk in safety. To walk in safety doesn't mean that you are frightened or that you are afraid or that you're paranoid. No, it simply means that you acknowledge that you are a vulnerable creature with a mortal body and that there are people out there that want to abuse and exploit your mortality to control you. You acknowledge this, and because you acknowledge this, you realize you need God's help. And because you have God's help, you now operate in that help and you overcome the dangers around you. That's how it goes with believers. So, continue to walk by faith and continue in safety. Be at peace.